book that rule book. We got your crew shook. Eyes up in that sun hot, and we'll burn you with one look. Peace out, my brother. Kiss to your mother. Bust a couple of shots and spread your team around like butter. Wake up, my dude. Eyes black and blue. Flowers in your room that say we hope you get well soon.
What is going on, guys? This is Dials46. Today we got the chance to take a look at the Classic Army CA083M M4 with the 13-inch Keymod. Of course, that Keymod rail is going to be the first thing your attention is drawn to. Very nice finish, very clean cut on it. No sharp edges, no burrs, nothing like that. It's also going to come with the flip-up Troy-style front and rear sights. No slop in these things, no wiggle. They do have a very positive lock up or lock down position button on the side. Now these are going to be flip up, so you're manually flipping these up. These are not spring loaded like some of the other backup sights we've seen on the market. The rear sight is of course going to have your two peep sight apertures on it, one for your close-up shots and one for your far off shots. Very nice molding on these things, very nice sights to be included with the gun. It's going to come with your traditional 5-position crane stock on it. Now it does have these squeeze tabs on the back that you got to squeeze out of there to get that butt plate off to gain access to the battery compartment. Those tabs are going to be prone to breaking after a lot of use, and I wish it's something they would do away with by all the different airsoft brands that do crane stocks. It features a adjustable buffer lock ring for those fine-tune adjustments if you want to loosen or tighten that buffer tube. It is ambidextrous, so good news is for you left-handed shooters, this thing is going to be super friendly for you. The thing is fully ambi, from the sling attachment points to the fire selector all the way up to the mag release. The fire selector is very nice, no wiggling, no slop in that, very stiff, but not too stiff to where you couldn't manipulate it with, say, an index finger. The finish and color on this full metal M4 AEG look great. There's a little bit of contrast between the upper and lower receiver, as you can see on this. Also, it's kind of styled after a milled billet type receiver with really unique lines. The charging handle is going to be functional, pulling that fake bolt back, and that's going to give you easier access to your hop-up adjustment. Now it does have a bolt catch on the side. Push that bolt catch down, send the bolt home. Very cool feature on it. The dust cover is functional as well, which is really cool as opposed to the earlier Classic Armies from way back in the day where the dust cover was actually magnetized. You had to peel it down with your fingernail to access your hop-up. Going back to that 13-inch Keymod rail, it's going to have notches in the quarter portions of the rail as well. So if you want to angle mount a flashlight or something, that's going to be an option. That's really nice. The receiver, again, very nice etchings in it, super clean. The contrast in the color, now this is a prototype, so things might change in the actual production line of it, but it is a very clean looking finish, and I really do actually like the contrast in it. Now let's get into the stock and start seeing some of the features that come with it. Now I was running the tests on this gun with a 9.6 volt NiCad battery with a small Tamiya plug on it. But Classic Army knows that not all people run Dean's wired batteries, so it does come with a small Dean's to small Tamiya plug. And that is all going to be wired to the inline MOSFET that comes stock with these things out of the box for that active braking system. So it's definitely going to be LiPo ready. So if you want to run something that's not a NiCad, not a nickel metal hydrate, feel free to do so with no worries. So you already have all that in the wiring, and they took it a step further. They have a quick detach system. So if you've got to get those plugs off there for maintenance, you got to get into that gearbox, you got to take that buffer tube off, got to take that stock off, no problems. Classic Army is going to have you covered. If you like to dabble in the techie side of guns, let's go ahead and open this up and see what it's all about. It does have the pin that's going to stay to the receiver with a C-clamp on the internal of the receiver, so you're never going to lose that front pin. I just kind of wanted to touch the water and see what's going on inside without actually opening the gearbox. It's a slide forward type receiver, really open to get access to that gearbox. Now as I pull the barrel assembly out, it's going to have a one-piece metal hop-up unit with O-rings on the front to keep all that compression in line, but the barrel that is going to be stock with this gun is going to be a 6.03 type bore barrel, which is really cool. Also, the gearbox is going to be a quick change spring type gearbox. Now, one thing that did throw me off as I started looking at this gearbox is it looked like it almost had an electric blowback type system on it. However, it's not. It's just a way that they keep the dust cover on there, which is kind of cool. Traditionally, in a lot of M4 type Airsoft replicas, the faux bolt would be attached to the upper receiver. It's kind of nice that it keeps it attached to the gearbox here, so you're not messing with a lot of loose pieces when you're opening it up for maintenance or upgrades. Now this is claimed to be a reinforced gearbox shells with 9mm bearing bushings in it, which is awesome. Classic Army, again, like they always do, is going to have their signature blue internals in it. As you can see through the ported cylinder there, it's going to have a blue piston and a blue nozzle. Along with the inline MOSFET, this gun is going to come with high heat resistant trigger contacts and a heat sink type motor grip on it, but I wanted to see what kind of motor is in this bad boy, and it is going to be a high torque Classic Army brand motor in it. High torque. Now again, this gun comes with a pretty heavy spring. It's shooting 420 with .20s out of the box, so I imagine if you put a lighter weight spring on this thing, it will shoot lasers as far as rounds per second goes. Overall, I'm pretty excited about this gun going into full production. Classic Army's got a lot of things going on, and this is going to be one of the great guns of their new lineup. That 13-inch Keymod is awesome. Now, real quick, that flash hider on the Proto, it did come glued on, but I would imagine, as with previous Classic Armies in the last few years, it's going to be a 14mm negative thread underneath that glued on flash hider. I'm stoked for it, guys. Make sure you please like, subscribe. If you have any questions that I might not have covered on this, make sure you leave them in the comments below, and we'll check you next time. Thanks, guys.
All right, go ahead, Keith. It's a Schrager.